What's up, everybody? Welcome to tonight's call. My name's Angelica, and I am going to be your MC for the night. But really quickly, take a screenshot of this, you guys. Put it in your team chats. Share it. If you don't, not you can't see because it's a webinar. But if you don't know if your team members are on, send the link directly to them because they're not going to want to miss tonight's event. We're going to be going into very specific details on how our guest speaker has been able to use WDT networking events and different kinds of events, okay? And how she's been able to recruit over 90 new distributors in her organization. All right, so drop it in your team chats, send out text messages, and let them know that the call is live. I'm super excited about tonight's guest speaker. But first, don't forget about the 24 games, you guys. Like, drop a 5-5 in the chat if you're excited about the 24 games. I'm fired up about it. This is a totally different way to be able to recruit new distributors, right? And guess what? They don't have to be a distributor to go to the 24 games. You literally can have conversations with people and let them know, like, hey, we have this going on. Would you be interested in joining? Like, come out with me. Like, it's going to be a fun event, right? Like, this is how you'll be able to get people that are competitive, personal trainers, anybody like that who loves fitness to be able to come to that. There's so many people that love to do like runs and what is it called? There's Spartan races and things like that. Like you can even post on your Instagram and say like, who loves to do a Spartan race? Like vote right here. And they're going to be thinking like you might invite them to a Spartan race, right? But you're not. You're just wanting to see who loves those type of events. So then you can be like, hey, I know you like this type of event. You should come check out the 24 games that we have going on in Miami. And then you can send them a video to let them, so that way they can see a little bit of what it's about. All right. Something else you can do too is ask people, like, who do they know? Okay, who do you know that might be interested in events like that? And because I personally have one of my friends, I'm like, hey, her son's an athlete. Her son's 20 years old. Okay, he's a D1 athlete. I'm like, dude, would you be down to go? And he's like, yeah, I'm super interested in going. Okay, great. Like, do you have any friends that would go with you, like that maybe want to go, right? And so, boom, now we're starting to create a team right there, And this kind of goes into what we're going to talk about tonight because and in the business we're in, we do network marketing. And what is that? That's networking with people, right? Using their circle of influence. Even if they might not be a yes, they might know somebody who may love that kind of stuff. And then guess what? They go to this event and then we're able to show them that this is actually a part of Herbalife. And then we can close the deal there for them to become distributors because guess what? They get to see what they're a part of. Okay. So those are just a couple of ideas to share with you guys to start talking about the 24 games. But if you're not talking about it, if you don't have the tension and the mindset, like I want to get people there, or I want to find people who love that type of stuff, right? Then you're never going to get it. You're never going to get those type of people there. All right. So start talking about it, start sharing, go get your ticket. You commit now, right? And start saying, like, I'm going to get people to go with me. I'm going to get people to go with me. All right. So 24 games. Lauren's going to drop the link in the chat for you guys. So you can go ahead and purchase your tickets there. All right. So my name's Angelica. I'm excited, like I said, to be your guest speaker. I've been in the company 11 years, you guys, and it has definitely been a journey. I got started before Herbalife. I was working in banking, and I loved fitness and nutrition. Actually, I would have been the one, if you would have showed me that 24 games, I definitely would have been the one that would have gone. Miami, a trip and we get to come and be competitive. Absolutely. I was working in banking before I got started, becoming a transformation coach. And now I've been 11 years. I actually get to do the business around my 7-year-old daughter. I do this business from home via social media, sharing with people my own results and helping other people get results too. All right. So you guys, enough about me, okay? I'm really excited about our guest speaker. Y'all had heard her on last week, okay? So this is going to be a follow-up call from last week, all right? But if you're new, okay, first off, welcome. And number two, our guest speaker has recruited over 97 new coaches into her business personally, all right? She's been in the business for 1 year. Yeah. Can you imagine that? So those of us who've been in longer, it's like, have we recruited that amount? All right. And what she's going to be talking about tonight specifically is networking events. And she's going to give you 2 specific events with a lot of details that you can take notes on and possibly implement yourself or let it spark those ideas of what type of events you can start throwing in your areas. All right. So without further ado, help me welcome up Abigail.
Thank you, Angelica. Okay, guys, so real quickly, I want to just let you guys know my business is thriving. Like, when I say thriving, today, a second day on one of our new nutrition clubs. Okay, yes, I've been in a year. We've opened up two new nutrition clubs. Okay, and I drove home yesterday to go get my daughter to come back because our nutrition club on day one did phenomenal numbers. And I was like, there's no way I'm missing day two. Let's just say this, day two, we broke $1,000 on day two. That is insane to think about. Okay, so let me just put it into perspective for you guys. I've been up since like 4 a.m. and I've been going at it. I'm like this every single day. You guys, I'm very intentional with how I'm running my business. And I hope you guys take a lot away from this because you're only one decision away from changing your business. Okay. And that one decision starts with I'm going to make an effort to have intentional conversations. Okay. So, what do I mean by intentional conversations? Every single person that I have in front of me that I want to bring into my business, I don't ever do business with anybody that does not want to come into my business or if I don't have intention on bringing them into my business. Okay. So, start with intentional conversations. That's going to lead into your networking events, right? So, let me break it down for you guys. Mother daughter event. I know Angelica wanted me to talk about specifically two really good events that we've had. I have recruited about 14 high school girls. Okay. And Justin Wilson, my sponsor, told me one day, he's like, listen, you got to stop recruiting these kids. And I'm like, okay. So what did I do? I recruited their moms. And the best thing about recruiting daughters and moms is the mom, I'm a mom, I have a 10-year-old, we want to be a part of their life forever, right? We get older and we just want to live through our kids. So let me just say this way: recruit the daughters, yes, but get the moms. The mom has the network, the mom has the money, the mom has all the capabilities of wanting to do this with them, right? So take notes. I'm about to give you guys some real intentional details for these events. Know that these events, they're conformed to whoever I have in front of me. Okay. I'm not cookie cuttering it. Who's in front of me? We want to take what it is that they give us and we want to mold the business one like this business was built for them to get them launched. And then we're going to guide them into, Justin Wilson calls it the highway, right? Which all leads back to we do transformation. I do everything we do transformations. It is the holy grail of what I say of this business because of the value that we get to give our distributors and our clients. Okay. So, event objective, intention. To talk about intention tonight because it's super, super important. The purpose behind the event, okay? We want to build connections between the mother and the daughter, okay? We want to share our business story in cross and authentic and non-sales ways. Why? Because people don't want to be sold, but people want to be a part of something. And we're going to provide that for them, right? We're also going to empower moms and daughters to grow together, right? In health, in confidence, and in dreams. I remember when I was in high school, okay, I played sports and I craved to have mentors. My mom, unfortunately, she had to work in fast food, so she never really was there as far as like cultivating that mother daughter relationship and dreams and things like that. So I didn't really have the mentorship. So I'm super passionate about mentoring the younger generation because I know there are individuals that struggled like me as an athlete and as a woman to have the proper guidance to then fulfill things that I wanted to pursue as a young adult. So we really want to focus in on pulling together the mom and the daughter and focusing on what they can do together, right? And they can do together is be healthy together and gain that confidence and have a long lasting relationship through life, right? Intentional outcomes. So create meaningful conversations. What do I mean by that? So I like to create little fill out sheets. I call it the icebreaker. You could literally have something like, what's one thing that they admire about each other, right? So having the intentional conversations there, you want to provide the experience that they're going to remember, right? They're going to remember, they're going to talk about it. They're going to want to do another one, and they're going to go tell their friends, including the moms. They're going to go tell the moms like, "Man, like this is great. Like I'm building this connection with my daughter. I love this. We're getting in shape together." All of the things, right? We want to offer value beyond just the products. We want to offer value on the mindset, on wellness and fitness, and then bonding activities. I love doing stuff with my daughter. I feel like a big kid a lot of the times. One of my favorite things is taking her to, I call it children's casino. It's literally an arcade. Anyways, it's things like that that we can bring back into a space, and I mean, making the memories. You know what I mean? Like these girls are in high school. They're about to be age, and moms are gonna have, what do you call it? Like the fever of what am I gonna do now? Right? So we're building the connections before the kids go to college, before the kids go to work. Um, I really like to make the events themed. I'm kind of weird when it comes to, making things fun. You want to, brand it towards whatever your goal is with the persons in front of you. So your distributor and the mom, like, what is it that they're trying to create together? Branding their event that fits them and their the theme that they want. For instance, I did one that was a sip and glitz, like a glitter theme, and the girls dressed up real cute, and we had like all these different photo ops, right? Because the younger generation, I say young, 34, okay, the 20s, the teens, they're all about taking pictures. They're all about social media, right? So we want to create a place that they feel like it's a place they're supposed to belong. And the way to do that is by creating a space like photo ops and backdrops and all of the things. Um, Another thing that you can do is a playlist, right? Like of their favorite songs that you'd have the music playing in the background. Your invites and social media, you want it to be fun. I mean, you can literally do Canva, like picture frames and stuff that they can utilize on their social media. Um, Giveaways. Everyone loves Lululemon in Tulsa, Oklahoma for some reason. So like getting together a giveaway, and honestly, you can have the moms come together and pitch in money for gift cards as incentives for their people that they're bringing in to try the products. Because remember, this is intentional event. It's a launch party. Okay, a launch party to the mom and the daughter to invite all of their people. So the giveaway essentially is going to incentivize them to get involved with the challenge, to purchase programs, to sign up as coaches with them as well. Um, Games and photo booths, I already talked about that. Decorations. I love every single month of my nutrition club. Like I'm always changing the decorations, especially for these events. You want to change it up for them as well. You don't want anything the same all the time. Make it fun, make it different, make it memorable. Super important. And then have them dress up. I'm a nerd when it comes to dressing up. Me and my daughter, we have this thing about chickens. Ever since she's little, she's baby chick and I'm mama chick. So like we dress up all the time. I think one of her favorite memories of me dressing up was as a unicorn, and all it was a onesie, and I just wore it, and she loves that. Like she'll remember that forever. So we can rekindle old memories like that with mom and daughter by having them dress up, right? PJ night, Hulu night, whatever it is, make it fun. 90s themed. I mean, there's 90s playlists. I mean, we can go on forever on themes, right? And it doesn't have to be the same every time. Like you can have multiple launch parties with the same distributor, right? Let's say this distributor has a very successful launch party and she brings two people with her. Next month, you're going to do the same thing, but you're going to have three of them together doing the same thing with a different themed, right? Or you can do it quarterly. It's literally how you want to do it. Just do it. Take that step. Make the intention with your distributors. Help them get launched. Okay. Atmosphere is key. You can utilize a nutrition club. Yes, you can utilize a park. You can rent to space if you choose to. You don't have to. If you're a lover of Christ, you can do it at church. I mean, there's so many ways to do this. You can have a party, host a party at your house. You can do a Taco Tuesday type thing with mocktails. I mean, there's so many ways and so many places that you guys can literally get creative for your distributors, especially your younger ones, and make it fun. Make it something they want to do. So atmosphere is super important. Like I said, you guys, music, you want to get there early, you want to get things set up. I'm big on sampling. I created a little card, right? So in my nutrition club, we do shakes and teas. So on the card, I broke it down for them where they can circle what flavors they want. And then I make shakes and I have them all try it and they figure out what they love. Same thing with the teas. And then I'll talk about other products like moms. We want beautiful skin. So collagen products, skincare products. I mean, you can go so far with all of this to cater to both daughter and mom, right? Okay. Event flow. I wrote this down for you guys. Obviously, we don't want this event to be very long. We don't want it to drag out, right? So coordinating it in a way that's intentional. It's breaking the ice, it's building the connections, and it's closing. Closing is super important, right? So workflow. You want to welcome them within the first 15 minutes of the event. You're going to welcome them. You're going to have the conversations, introduce yourself, make sure that nobody that walks in that door is not greeted. That's one thing I'm huge on. Like, even if you're with someone, hey, welcome in, be right with you, be intentional, make them feel like they're part of the family, right? Because we want them to be. Like I said, an activity is awesome. Like, as people are coming in, you can hand them out a card. That's one thing that they admire about their mom and about their daughter, a favorite memory. I mean, there's so many things that we can do, guys. Like, I don't even know how to explain to you guys how excited I am just talking about this. Like, Angelica's talking about the games, and my mind was turning like, oh my gosh, I can have a networking event with all these people in Tulsa and be like, who's into the Warrior Games, right? And then have them all come in and then launch it that way. Like, it's crazy. Anyways, mini activity, 20 minutes. Like, it could be lean towards wellness and mindset. It could any kind of activity that's going to lead into a business. So like samples, you can have like a We Do transformation station that could have like a raffle there. You can also tie in like VIP memberships with preferred memberships. Like, hey, I only offer this to close friends and family, but today this is a special event. If you become a preferred member, you get this challenge, your account's activated. I mean, you guys, it's intentional, right? So the We Do station with giveaway and sign up, um, give them time for their photo booth and their photo ops to take pictures. You can even do like a shared album where they can all take the pictures and you take pictures, or you can hire a person to take pictures and it's all dropped into one space. And then, right, everyone's had all their fun. Let's get a little bit serious. Then introduce yourself. Who are you? Who are you to these people, right? Tell your story. Make it short. Share your why. Like, why are you in this business? I think it's super important when it comes to our kids. Why are we in this business? It's a legacy. I'm doing this not just for me, I'm doing this for my legacy and to pass on to my daughter, right? It's important to bring that up. I think that's one of the key points when talking to the moms and getting them involved. Like, you guys get to do this together and you get to pass it on forever, right? So sharing your why for the business and how does it support women and how does it support families? I mean, everyone needs nutrition. Everybody wants to make money. Um, invite, so let's say this is your second, or if you have someone that's in your business that is a mom, you can invite them into, hey, I'm doing this event with one of my new distributors. I love that your story fits in alignment with this mom. Can you come in and do a short testimony with me? And then have them go in there and say, hey, I'm this, tell their story, right? Because it's outside of you, it's someone too. You could also do like pass the mic. Let's say it's a smaller group, you could pass the mic and ask the girls, like, what is your dream? Like, what are you trying to do? Like, what's a wish for your mom when you go to college? I mean, when I say make this special, make it a night to remember, they're going to want to do it again. They really will. And then a closed call to action. You want to thank everybody Obviously, I'm always talking about the next event. I'm always talking about the next challenge. And then I'm always having intention. Like, who wants to do this business too, right? And then the challenge is always at the forefront of everything, honestly. To join the challenge, they can do it together. And even if they don't actually compete, they have the benefits of the workouts, the benefits of meal planning. I mean, honestly, put a 5 in a chat if you were in high school and you actually knew how to cook healthy foods. I know I didn't. I know that I ate a lot of fast food. You know what I mean? I had to grow into healthy habits. So just think about it. The challenge provides healthy recipes. You can sell the challenge on that to the moms and the girls, and now they get to taste something together. All right, so that is my mother-daughter event. It doesn't necessarily have to be mother and daughter. You guys, you can do a father and daughter. You can do anything. It doesn't matter. It could literally just be one distributor. It could be a distributor and a team. You guys can build this how you want. Okay, this is just an event that I loved. It's fun. It's something different. It keeps everything, you know, different. It's not always the same. Okay, Angelica, do you have any questions that come to mind before I move on to the women's empowerment?
Yeah, I do before we move on. You guys, first off, like fire, right? Like I love that we can use different types of events to be able to bring people in and introduce them to We Do Transformations and to the challenges and starting as a coach. So if you guys do have questions about this, drop them in the Q&A chat so we can make sure we get to them, whether it be specific verbiage or a specific flow, anything, any questions. We want to make sure that you get the information you need. So when you leave this call, you're clear on what you can do to launch your own network marketing event and tie it into We Do Transformations. Okay, so to help you grow your business. So Abigail, okay, so you said you pitched the mom, like you were getting all these distributors that were high school kids, and then you pitched the mom. Like, what does it look like when you pitched the mom? Did you have this event and then the mom came and that's how you pitched them? Or did you pitch the mom, she became a distributor, and then you had a network marketing event?
So there's two ways. Those are the two ways. Obviously, a lot of my younger people that I bring into the business, I have interviews with them. And here's the reality. Whenever they're under the age of 18, you actually have parental consent, right? And this gives me a reason to talk to the parent. And when I have reason to talk to the parent, I always find out who's in front of me. I'm very intentional about who's in front of me. When I know what like your wants, your needs, your desires, what you do for work, all of the things, you're giving me all of the information. Now I know how to fit this business to you, right? Same thing that I do with the moms. I bring them in. Very specifically, this one mom, she was in the medical field. She's always running, always doing the stuff, right? And I'm like, oh my gosh, you would be amazing at this. And she would just tell me all this stuff. So I signed her and then I signed her daughter, right? Same thing. Like if you, let's say, I'm going to use them as an example. Sign her daughter. We set up a launch event, right? They bring in their network. Now I have access to the moms, and I would have very intentional conversations with moms at the event to get them into the business, right? Does that answer your question?
So it does, but like, give
Can
me
you hear me?
a specific example. So you talked to the mom and then you ended up signing her, but like what was said? Like how did you, I know it's a specific, like I'm figuring who they are, but like what did you say that was to help you to close a deal?
I always do the business, like number one nutrition company in the world. Like I get in a conversation with them. I'm meeting with every single person. I don't get outside of that. When I say business meeting, guys, I do Google points. Number one nutrition company in the number two network marketing company, number one in the field of nutrition. 3% of women who make 6 figures or more do some form of network marketing. I mean, legacy company. I talk about the company. We're selling Herbalife, yes. I talk about the company. Um, I mean, I don't really know how to answer your question because that's all I do. I don't do anything else. I figure out who's in front of me, and then this fits you, and this is why. We're the number one nutrition in the world. You know what I mean? That's just how I do. And then I talk about spare time, part time, full time, all the full time. How does that fit into their life? Spare time, right? 82% of women who make 6 figures or more do some form of network marketing. that's huge for a mom who has a full-time job. She can do this on the side. You know, I I was a mom who was a bartender. I was also a manager. You know what I mean at Top Golf. So it's this very spare time fit within my time because you network everywhere you go. Job, gas stations, grocery stores. I mean, people are all around. To say that it's not your network is insane. You can network anywhere with anybody, even if you don't know them. It's all about intentional conversations. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, no, that helps, right? So you're having the conversation with them, you're figuring
Okay.
out a little bit about them. We're figuring out you guys like what do they do? You know, maybe if it's need, do they need money? Do they, you know, but when you're talking to them, you're going to hear them say the things, you know, through conversation. And I'm going to be honest
Mm-hmm.
with you guys. Like, I was telling Abigail, like when I hear money or something, I'm like a shark. I'm going to go straight in and like just pitch the business, right? But what I'm hearing from Abigail share is she shares a little bit about our company, and when she hears what they need or maybe what they're looking for, and she can tie it into this, right? And then they get to become a We Do Transformations coach, okay? And then that's when the network marketing, I'm sorry, the networking event comes in. Okay, so I hope that ties it for you.
Right.
So one of the questions that was asked in the chat was, do you charge people for these events?
So I personally don't because I own my nutrition club. Obviously, there are ways to go about it. You can always do like a $15 ticket. And this is something that I was actually going to talk about in my next section with, women's empowerment and what I do, how you can go about it. Obviously, like if you're not wanting to do free, you can always have, the ticket. But just remember, we're launching distributors. You know what I mean? So I like to give back in many ways. And that's just one way. I allow my distributors to utilize the club. Sampling, it's a sample. I mean, if you can't give up a few shakes, or in teas, I mean, I do a lot of tea drops out of my club. So to me, I'm investing into my distributor to get them launched in hopes to get them to qualified producer in that event. So
That's so good.
any other
Thank you for
questions?
thank you for sharing that for that event. So you decide, it could be up to you guys if you want to do the samples. And I do have a question. When you have them fill out the form of like what they want to try, are you making them like a full size shake if there's like 3 different flavors on there? Is that kind of like what it's like, you're making them a full size shake or a full size drink?
So you can, yeah. So I make the shakes. So obviously there's multiple people there and you can just categorize them. Like someone wants chocolate and it's a specific shake, like you have Snickers on there or brownie batter or whatever. And depending on how many circle, then you'd make the shake and you'd sample it to whoever, right? Same thing with the teas, sweet or sour, and then just pick a few flavors. Pick the ones that your people love the most in the club.
Got it. Cool. Okay,
We don't have to
perfect.
overcomplicate it.
Perfect. And then from there, if they love the products, they're like, oh my gosh, this tastes so good. How would you go into that, with the challenge? I mean, I already heard her say, you guys, she has a table set up, a raffle set up. So it's kind of one of those things where, and you guys, it doesn't have to be a nutrition club, could be anywhere and you have that set up, but people are going to walk around and see it and want to be interested in it. So how would you then go into like, if they were like, man, the shake tastes like so good, what would that look like for you to close into like to becoming a challenger?
Right. So can you see yourself drinking that every day? Oh my gosh, yes, awesome. And then I also find out like, do you eat breakfast? Most people don't eat breakfast, right? Or they have a really bad breakfast. So having the shake that supplements that, hey, do you know that's healthy? You can have that every day. And then you can even go into detail with the benefits of a shake, the 200 calories, 24 grams of protein, 21 essential minerals and vitamins. Go into the quality of the tea. The tea burns 120 calories, antioxidants, boost metabolism, like all of these things, right? And then like, okay, cool, awesome. All you got to do is take what's in the cup. We're gonna throw it in a cart. I'm gonna teach you how to make it at home, and then you qualify for the challenge for free. Because most of the time, shake tea lift off aloe, right, is like 200 and some odd volume points. That is well exceeds the minimum to get into the challenge, right? That's just a benefit to it. Yeah, what he
Yeah.
said on the spot wellness profile.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my gosh, did you guys catch that? Like, drop some fives in the chat if you really caught that. Like, that's why these calls are so valuable. You gotta get on because There's verbiage there, right there. She did a mini evaluation right there really quickly and showed them like she got them to be a yes. Can you see yourself drinking this every day? Right. Like, and then we can take this from the cup to the cart, and you can also join you'd be able to join the challenge. Like, what? Like, that is fire. That was so good.
Hey,
Thank you for sharing.
I didn't make that up. That's a Justin Wilson thing, just so you guys know. I inherited it, but it works every time. I swear. I actually did it at an event with a new distributor. His aunt was like, "Yeah, I want this." And we sold 250 volume points straight off the bat. So it's works very well. You just got to have intention, you guys, and you have to try. Remember, those in front of you don't know when you mess up. So just do it. The more you do it, the more practices, the more you realize, okay, I could have done this better. The next time you will be better, but you just have to put it into action. You have to do the work.
I love this. Okay, cool. So if you guys don't have any more questions about that event, we're going to go into the next event. And what I hope you're taking is that like she's just creating different type of events to bring people in to then put them in front of a We Do Transformations a setup, right? And then to have conversations with them. That's what I'm hearing you say right now. I'm like, mother-daughter event, that'd be great for this month, even if it's after Mother's Day. Y'all, like, it's like, hey, we just want to honor you guys, recognize you, set something up for them, but then you're doing it in your club, or you're doing it even in a fit club, right? And then you can still put out shakes and teas there, like, and then the reason why that all ties back in is because when they get you intro with the shakes and the teas, well, guess what, then they get to the challenge as the icing on the cake, right? And then vice versa. So okay, going to the next event, and you guys drop your questions in the chat if you have them. Okay.
So an idea, since it is about to be Mother's Day, you guys can do a mother-daughter workout. That leads into the next challenge. Just saying. Okay, so women's empowerment. I love because the world is so negative, and sometimes I tend to be negative. I'm not gonna lie. And it's really hard to pull ourselves out. But when we have a community of people, right? Nobody wants to be sold, but everyone wants to be a part of something. So women's empowerment. The whole concept behind that was I had a distributor who lives in Texas. She came to Tulsa. And I was like, man, I really want to go to brunch with her. And then I was like, well, if I go to brunch with her, I need to invite other distributors I want to reconnect with. And then I was like, well, if I'm going to bring in distributors all to reconnect, I'm going to ask them to invite, their best friends or someone close to them, at least like 2 or 3 people, right? And I sent them a script like, hey, just invite people. I want to make this a women's empowerment group. Like, I want to make this impactful. I want to bring everyone together. Like, I just have this huge idea of being able to support each other, right? And so we ended up with 20 people at my very first one. We did a brunch. So I personally split all the food with one other distributor who went in on this with me. We went and ate brunch. If they got alcohol, they took care of it. That's not my job. I didn't want to deal with it. But if it was the food, I got it this time. If you guys wanted to do a women's empowerment event where you had a ticket and the ticket was the price to cover the average cost of a plate, right? They're paying ahead, so then you have the money. You can totally do it that way too. And it makes it a little bit more official. This one, I wanted to kind of test the waters and see how many women would actually show, how would it go. It literally was testing it. Okay. 20 women showed up. Some of them preferred members. um, a lot of them were not even distributors. I did get distributors out of this. Okay. Just realize when we're doing specific events like this, I'm not selling anything. I'm creating an environment that they want to be a part of. I'm creating a community that they want to come and do more stuff with me, right? So we all had brunch. At the brunch, we went around the table, introduced ourselves, and then we create, like I said, okay, tell me 3 words that represent the year you want to have. And so they all did. They all was like, hey, my name is blah, blah, blah. And they said three words that represented the year of 2025. And then, I went around the table, I introduced myself to everybody, I got to know everybody, I connected with everybody. And then after the event is when we have a follow-up message. Okay. So it doesn't have to be brunch, guys. It could be anything. It could be a workout, women's empowerment workout, right? It could be a Bible study. women's empowerment Bible study. It could literally be whatever you want it to be. It does not have to be money spending event. Okay. You guys can go meditate in a field somewhere. I don't care. You guys can do whatever you want to do. Just you name it women's empowerment. You invite your women, you invite your distributors, you invite their friends, all of that. Then you do the follow-up. The follow-up is a one-on-one with your distributors and their people. And essentially it's a meeting, right? At the meeting, you're getting to know who's in front of you. They're trying, for me, my meetings are at my nutrition club. So they're trying their shake and the tea, right? They're getting the products in their mouth, they're trying them. And then I go into, do you see yourself drinking that every day? Do you have breakfast? I go into the cost analysis. If you don't know what that is, get with your sponsor. And then I close the deal and I get them into We Do transformations. So utilizing an event, bringing your distributors you want to connect with, helping them launch their business. Let's say they're inactive, now they're back active. And then you just do it again. However often you want to do these events, you guys, you can do them once a month, you can do them quarterly, you can do them weekly. What does it look like for you? Systemized. That's all I have on the women's empowerment. It's very simple. It's plain. That's the flow.
So to tie it in, so what I hear
Do you have any
saying
questions?
is like I'm doing an event to like connect, right? And then, but then the goal when I do the follow-up
Mhm.
to be at the club, so that way they can try a shake and tea. So then you can then have the conversation of, do you see yourself doing it every day? And then we're going from the cup to the cart, right? And then icing on the cake
Right.
is a We Do challenge. Wow,
Yes,
you guys. So
ma'am.
I feel like this is like, it's not an actual sell at the event, right? It's the connecting, it's the bonding, it's creating community, and then going to the club after. Like that's fire. We do have some questions in the chat. So I want to get those answered for them.
Okay.
So first, we did that one. Can you share actual verbiage, or that's not allowed? This is from Danielle Davis. I believe, I'm not sure if that was answered for you or not, the verbiage. There was some put inside of the chat. So let me know if that was answered for you. And then it says, please explain the cup to the cart.
Okay. So when you're in a nutrition club, right, we're taking daily consumptions, right? A shake, whatever's in that shake. So I'm trying to think of a shake, cookies and cream. All right. Vanilla PDM, cookies and cream, Formula One. That is what's in their cup, right? So you know the two items that shake, you're going to put that in the cart, right? Same thing with the tea. You know what's in that tea. Tea, lift off aloe. The whole month's supply goes into the cart. So you're building the cart with what is they're drinking out of their cup right there. You know the items in the cup, we're throwing it into the cart. That total is going to be their month's supply. We're going to teach them how to make it at home, because this is where most people fail. They always say, I don't want to buy it because it don't taste the same. It doesn't taste the same because we're not coaching well enough for it to taste the same. You guys that own nutrition clubs, you guys who make really good products, you guys have been doing it, you know it, you love it. Teach your customers how to do it so they love it too. So they want to buy it every single month too, right? And then whoever was asking about verbiage, can you tell me specifically which part and which verbiage you're wanting?
Yeah, we're waiting for them to reply back. But we'll go on to the next question while we wait for them. Okay, so we got the cup to the cart, so they answered live. Okay, the next one is Deanna. What do you have at your setup, iPad or images sign up? I'm assuming she's probably maybe meaning
Like
for
at the We Do?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. So, girl, listen, you can do it however you want. I am obsessed with the We Do flyer that has all of the things that come with We Do transformations, meal planning, workouts, community, supplementation, like all the stuff on that. Then you can have a clipboard, or, I mean, if you're a digital person, like whatever their sign in is, and then a raffle, some kind of raffle. Raffles make people want to do something. It makes them think there's value without it actually, you know what I mean? Like the value there. Oh, it's raffle, must be important. So they want to sign up. How do I sign up? Oh, all you got to do is be, a challenger in the We Do Transformation Challenge. You actually get the opportunity to compete for $10,000. Winners, $1,000 each. So, I mean, there's two different ways you can go about it with the raffle, and then let them know they're competing money. So now I want to do this. And well, if they're taking, cut to cart, you can do it that way. If they haven't tried it, get them to try something, right? Get them to try something. Like if they've never had a shake and tea, get them a shake and tea. Or figure out what they love. Oh, I don't like shakes. Cool. Have you tried my shakes? I bet you haven't. Let's find something you love. So you can set your shake get creative, make it fun, and don't make it the same every single time, especially if it's the same people. Make it fun, make it different. What's
So
next?
good. Okay, so next, it says for the follow-up event after the social event, what are 4 to 5 things you try to do every time?
Okay, so the follow-up event is not an event. The follow-up event is a meeting. So essentially, you're getting with your distributor who invited people, right? And we're teaching our distributors how to set the meeting. And then we're having our distributors go to the meeting, right? So these are the points that I'm saying that I try to do every single time. I'm intentional about duplicating my distributors. The way that I'm doing it is by setting up meetings. I want to teach them how to set a meeting. I want to teach them how to run a meeting. And so that is the follow-up meeting, doing the meeting with them because we're the expert and they're new at that, right? We want to teach them all the stuff. And then I want to make sure that the customer or the person that went to the event who's showing up for the meeting gets a shake and a tea every single time. Every time. Find something they love. They don't drink that shake. They don't love that shake. Find one they love. And I'm always doing a cost analysis. I always want to see the person in front of me, what are they eating? Because it's our job as coaches to coach them on how to eat, right? And then I'm always talking we do training the value that it brings the supplement to their life. A lot of the 21 days simple eating.
It's like cutting in and out. It's cutting in and out.
It is? Okay.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
We understand the meeting, okay? And you're helping the distributor set up the meeting. Now, what would you say to get to the meeting, right? So because Deanna's got the question, is there a message after the event inviting to the meetup at the club? Like, what would you send to them?
Hey girl, I just want to catch up. I love the event that we had the other day. Would you like to meet up with me for a smoothie? Or if you do something at your women's empowerment that is more of like questions, like where do you see yourself in the next 6 months? Do you have health goals? I mean, you can literally do whatever you want to bring them into the space of certain questions to bring them into a meeting. So if you're at the women's empowerment group and you print off something, let's say you do, you can have questions that make them think, right? Because we're empowering women, mindset, health, growth, whatever, dreams. Create something with the questions. You can take that same thing. Hey, I know you said that you wanted to lose 20 pounds in the next 6 months. Let's meet up and talk about that, right? Because if they're coming to the event, they're already feeling like, hey, I'm part of this women's empowerment group. I really want to make some changes in my life. So then that could be a segue into inviting them into the club to try a shake and a tea, right? And it doesn't even have to be like, hey, come try a shake and tea. Hey, let's meet up. Let's go catch up. Let's talk about these goals and dreams that you have, right? It's not, hey, let me sell you a program. It's, hey, I care about you enough that I want to help you, right? So like I said earlier, it's an authentic way of not being salesy, but we are entrepreneurs and salesmen. You just got to get creative with how we sell it, right? I hope that answers the question.
But yeah, let us know, guys, if this is answering your question. I mean, literally, I'm right here and I'm taking notes and I'm like, this is fire. Like, it's to me, like I said, I'd have gone in straight for the kill, right? Like, I'm learning so much. I'm like, oh, so we gotta like connect with these people and like build relationships, So I love this stuff. Thank you. Okay. And then Mac, let us know if that answered your question as well. Okay. Next question is from Stephanie. It says, if you have a club, do you recommend to do these in the club or create a different environment? Sounds like you're doing both. You're just getting creative on it, but we'll have you answer what you recommend.
Yeah, obviously I do stuff in the club, but I also like to take things out of the club. For one, I'm always in the club, so I like to get out of the club, right? But I also don't want people who see me in business always in a business setting. I want them to see me out doing things that are normal, right? Because when people are like, man, she works all the time, that's not very attractive, right? Because I do work all the time. Don't get it twisted. But I'm also a mom and I also like to eat and all of the things. So, there are so many types of people, you guys. And I guess what I do is I always try to find a way that our business fits into every type of person, right? So the people that love to go eat, go out to eat with them and bring them back into your business, right? I don't do anything with anybody that I don't have intention of bringing them into my business on either A, products, or B, the business. One thing that I learned at the event in Miami, I don't know if you guys were there, but Jorge literally said, we sell two things, products and the business opportunity, right? So you should have intention with every single person that you're in contact with to bring them into the business that way, on products or in the business. One of the two, because that's how you make money. And if you guys want to be successful distributors, get intentional with it. Practice. Even if you fail, the failures literally is where you learn the most. It really is. Okay. I hope that answers the questions.
Good. Thank you for sharing. Okay. We have one more question. As says, are you working in different cities? If yes, how do you invite people online through social media?
I'm definitely in different cities. I'm honestly in three, actually four now, on a regular basis. I know it sounds crazy, but I don't do a ton of social media. Um, if I do, I'm adding people in the areas that I'm in, and then I'm interacting and engaging. And then if I'm in the area, then send the invite. Hey, I'm in the area. I love what you do. I'd love to connect. Or if you have a nutrition club, like I have nutrition clubs, I would invite them into the nutrition club. Um, or if you're going out to eat in the area that you're traveling to, you literally just can have an intentional conversation with a server or a bartender. I mean, I've recruited 2, 3 servers and bartenders in the last 30 days just by being intentional. Like if I love what they're doing, if they're really good at their job, um, they're intentional, then hey, I love what you're doing. I think you would be really great. I used to be a bartender. I used to be a server. I don't want to take up your time here, but I would love to connect outside of here. Can I get your number and meet up whenever you're free, right? Or do you love what you're doing? Do you see yourself doing this forever? And they're gonna be like, no. Okay, cool. What's your plan? Man, I got a plan. Cool. We should connect. I think you'd be great at what I do. Let's swap numbers. And I would just get their number. And then I would send the engagement follow-up message as soon as I left. Hey, you did a great job. I love the services you provided. Cannot wait to connect. Keep it short, sweet, simple. Get them in front of you and then sell it. You don't need to sell it when you're there. It's not the time. It's not the place.
So good. That was so good. Thank you. Okay. And then we have, well, we have a question in Spanish. I don't speak Spanish, so if somebody could go and translate that for me, that would be great. But we'll go to Shayla's question. I don't have a club. I have a residential club. I just started selling tea kits. How would you use the tea kits to bring them to the business? I started a women empowerment group on an IG channel.
So you need to tie your tickets into We Do Transformations. Me and Angelica talked about this last week. I think that she had a downline that had a person wanting to do tumblers. And I was like, well, they have tumblers. You got to do tickets into We Do Transformations. I honestly don't like tickets. I really don't. I would sell full day, 30-day tea programs essentially. But if tickets is your way to get the leads and get the contacts, then you can set up, I mean, a meeting or a fitness workout something, right? To bring that back into We Do Transformations, because we know if you get Tea Lift Off Aloe, that qualifies them to get into the challenge. Everything should lead back to We Do Transformations every single time. I don't care if it's Tea Kids. I don't care what it is. We Do Transformations. I hope that answers the question.
Okay. Thank you. I love that. Okay. And then, so everything ends up going to that, but you guys, we have a question, a club question. If I have a club client, can they participate in the challenge with their purchases at my club? If so, how can I verify their purchase?
As far as I know, $120, they can buy a gift card of $120 that gets them into the challenge. And then they can just come in and use it whenever. So yes, you can 100% use club credit to be into the challenge.
So good. Which is great because then you can charge them that 120 up front, collect that, and then they can continuously coming in and using that to purchase their shakes and teas, so that's so good. Thank you for asking that question so that way every club owner can hear that on here. But you guys, at the end of the day, like everything ties to and comes back to We Do Transformation, whether it be into the challenge, right? Or whether it be into them becoming a coach. And now what's so exciting, if you guys didn't already know this, is that when they become a coach, they have an opportunity to still participate in the challenge. Okay, so they can not only make money as a We Do Transformations coach, right? But they can also win the cash pot prizes, 10 winners winning $1,000 each. Like, I love that, right? Like, that's huge, And when we had the question about social media, I mean, if you join the challenge and you document your journey and start sharing that, people are going to be like, what are you doing? What is this challenge you're a part of? Because I want to, know more about that too. And you can be like, hey, yeah, join me. Let's do this as accountability partners, right? Like, and then boom, there's then get them on a call or send them a message and give them details. So I know you have one more event you wanted to share that you're doing, and I do have the slides ready for it.
Okay, cool. So actually, I'm 2.5 hours away from home. Tomorrow I'm gonna work the nutrition club again with one of my downlines, just because, you guys, I'm kind of worried. Like, this club is bigger than I could ever expected. But I'm going to put in the time, the work, and all of that. And then I'm going to leave and I'm going to go to this networking event that, Angelica, if you want to show the slides. So, like I said, when I first started, you guys, I started in a city I knew nobody. And so in order for me to grow a network out of no network, I have to be intentional. I have to reach out to everyone. I have to follow people. And I utilize my business page. Don't let me, confuse you guys. My personal page, I don't do a ton of stuff on because I'm so focused on my nutrition clubs and my team that I really don't want to invest the time and the energy into that yet. I will get there one day, not now. But this page in Tulsa has 11,000 followers. And I reached out to them and I wanted to provide a space because they tend to go around Tulsa and Tulsa fitness avenues and businesses and do different events at these different workout places. So my nutrition club in Tulsa is in a area that is high-end shopping, like everyone's into fitness, all of the stuff. So I reached out, I was like, hey, I would love to provide my space for an event if you have it. And she was like, yes. So this is the event. It's they called it Bloom in the Blend. The Blend is my nutrition club. It's at 6 p.m. tomorrow. I'm expecting at least 100 people. They put my nutrition club on their page. So when a person views their page, the Tulsa Girl Social Club is what it's called. My handle is up there so people can click it, people can follow us, see what we do, all of that. They're going to start their walk in my nutrition club. So my intention is to be there early. I have a girl that I met through another networking event that I held that does videography. She's going to do reels for me. She's going to take pictures and collect all the stuff. I'm going to be there. I'm going to interact with every single person I see. I'm going to make sure every person I see follows my page. I'm going to make sure that I'm doing all of the systems to build up my nutrition club. And I'm going to have intentional conversations because here's the deal. If they're coming to this event, this walking event, this wellness event, they all have health goals. They all have fitness goals, right? So making sure that I'm having intentional conversations about We Do Transformations and the challenge is going to be key. So I can't see any of that. What does that say? Oh, here we go. So the parts, it's going to start at my nutrition club. It shows the routes. As you guys can see on some of those, it literally has 56 likes on that one post. And then obviously utilizing my nutrition club, I'm going to grow my distributors. I will have intentional conversations about the business. I will have intentional conversations about We Do Transformations, and I will probably do some sampling, just so they can try it, sip it, and then go buy it. And then with events like this, especially when I'm collaborating with people, I tend to do a small discount just because it's special. It's an event. I want to cater to them. I want to give back in some way. So yeah, I love it. It's so much fun. You guys, there are so many ways that you guys can connect with the community. There's so many ways that you guys can literally just connect, grow, love people, and then utilize your Herbalife business and we do transformations to connect it all together. Justin calls it full circle marketing in our club. I'm going to call it full circle as well in my business.
I love this. This is great.
Any questions on that?
Thank you so much for sharing. If you guys have any questions, drop that in the chat while we're finishing up the call right now. That was fire. I like learned so much and I'm getting so like just from the things you shared, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can start doing this thing. I can start implementing this. And I'm already thinking about what type of events could I hold that can all tie back to We Do Transformations. So this is fire. Lastly, you guys, before we get off this call, I want to thank you, Abigail, for taking time from your business, from your daughter, from everything. I mean, oh my gosh, all the stuff you have, all the 90 new distributors you have, and being on this call with us to share with us everything that you're doing to get into networking events and creating networking events so to recruit. But you guys, here's what I want to finish it with. Okay. If you don't already know, you're eligible to join this challenge as a coach too, all the way up into world team, all the way up into world team. Okay. So when you get a new coach, when we're talking about the business and becoming a We Do Transformation coach, like they can earn money, income by being a coach, but also the challenge. Y'all, this is huge. And if you're like, okay, Angelica, like, but how do I join? What do I do? Right? You have to have a separate email from the email that you put in on the challenge as a coach. You have to have a whole separate one and you're going to enter like a challenger. Okay, so that's how you join. And if you haven't done that yet, you can still join today, right? Because we're still registering challengers. Okay, so you can go ahead and enter your information, submit your photos, and start sharing that journey of you joining the challenge on social media with everybody, right? And Justin said this is also icing on the cake, right? So you guys, so utilize that, talk about that, make that a big thing on your Instagram right now. And whoever you're talking to, like, oh my gosh, like I just found out something, you guys, like they just launched that in our challenge. Not only can you join as a coach to make extra income, but you can also be a winner. Like, and then you can have people like, who wants to do this with me? Who wants to do this with me? Right? Like literally send out that message. Who wants to do this challenge with me? I'm looking for accountability partners, right? So we don't have a website anymore. It's going to be on the app. Okay. So you're going to get a separate email that you, to register as a challenger, separate from the one that you registered as a coach. Okay. I hope that makes sense. All right. Okay. Great, guys. Well, thank you, Abigail, for taking the time. This was fire. Can't wait to implement these things and start recruiting more distributors. And you guys, we will see you guys next Tuesday. Good night, everybody. Good night. Good night. Good night, everybody.
Bye.